Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries, and members of the District Council. We are now broadcasting this meeting live on YouTube. For the purposes or for the remainder of this meeting, if you don't have a speaking role, I'm going to ask you to mute your microphone, and that's in consideration for everyone who is attending. If you are looking for an agenda for this meeting or for the business meeting that will follow, if you go to the District 106 website, d106tm.org, and go up to the calendar and open up the calendar event for this site, we have the agenda for the business meeting there. We have the agenda for the candidates forum. And we also have a link to the YouTube live version. So if you're struggling a little bit with the Zoom interface, you can always log on to YouTube live and watch it there. It's going to be behind about 30 seconds. So if you're okay with just being 30 seconds out of the know, then you have that flexibility as well. At this point in time, it is my great honor to introduce the person who will be running our candidates forum. Today, we're going to get a chance to hear from our leaders for next year, our candidates, and it's my honor to introduce my good friend, distinguished Toastmaster, Ben Smith. Ben, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. Good morning, District 106 and our international candidates. Welcome to our candidates forum today. I am super excited to be here and in front of all of you, and I'm excited to get to learn from and get to know our candidates a little bit better. If you followed along with Dave's advice and went to our district website, the agenda is there, so we're going to jump right into it. First of all, we're going to, for all of the candidates, whether it is a contested race, we are going to be following Toastmasters' general rule of alphabetical order according to last name, and that's the order that we will speak with our candidates in. So our first item of business is going to be to hear from our international director candidates for Region 4. We have three of them with us today. They are Rod Christensen, Harold Osmondson, and Linda Ria. And we are going to hear from each of them. And I'm going to ask Rob to go ahead and start off. Rob, you are muted at the moment, so please go ahead and give us your statement. There you go.
I hope this finds everyone well. We knew this year would be one of change, but we could have never predicted how much change was to come. On top of the expected changes, nearly all clubs are gathering online, district meetings are morphing into never before tried events, and our contest process has completely changed. It's a lot. The changes we're going through will require us to adapt, both as individuals and as an organization. To evolve to our new normal in these unprecedented times, we need you, your ideas, your solutions. I'm running for International Director to serve and listen to our members worldwide, to serve and listen to you, the members of District 106. For 22 years, I served in the United States Air Force, implementing the needs and ideas of our servicemen and women through senior leadership. A Toastmaster since 2005, I've served as District Director, 4 years as Chief Ambassador, and 2 years as Region Advisor. Again, working to implement the needs and ideas of our members. To help me serve you and implement your needs and ideas, I need your help. First, please visit my website, rob4id.org. That's ROB4ID.org. Click the contact link in the upper right corner and tell me what's going well, what needs improved, and any questions you may have. By doing that, you'll help me be better prepared to serve you and your needs. Second, so that I can bring my dedication to service and listening to our board of directors, I humbly ask for your vote for International Director from Region 4. Be well.
Thank you, Rob. So if you are somewhat new to Zoom, there is a reactions button on your toolbar, and we can applaud by using the applause reaction if you would like. So please do so if you'd like to use the reactions. Next up, for International Director candidate, we have Harold Osmondson. Harold, please give us your statement.
Thank you, Mr. Immediate Past District Director, fellow Toastmasters and leaders. First, thanks for attending today and for the opportunity to share. I'm wishing you and your family great health and resilience during these times. And to each candidate standing for district office today, congratulations. Be proud just for stepping up. Regardless of election results, keep your spirit and never give up. Our elections for ID are 3 months away from now. So today, I'd just like to share for your benefit. Given these challenging times, you might wonder, what can you do? How can you be successful when the world has changed so much? Well, no matter what time we live in or the role that we have, I think we can always put people first, especially during uncertain times. Listen and understand and serve the needs of members and focus on one member at a time. Our club, our district, and Toastmasters International is defined by the growth of each member. And we can always be proud of doing these things. That's not just the path to success, but I think that's success itself in your club and in your district. So this will be your success though, not mine. I'm just here to make it easier and lead the way. My name's Harold Osmondson and I want to serve as International Director. I want to support your success by serving on your board, to listen, to understand, and serve your needs and interests. When August comes, I'd be honored with your support. But until then, for anything I can do for you, please contact me through my website, haroldforid.com. Again, thanks. Stay positive and stay healthy. Mr. Immediate Past District Director.
Thank you, Harold. And our next International Director candidate, Linda Ria. Please help me welcome Linda. Linda, please go ahead with your statement.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. And good morning, everyone. It is an honor to be with you today. Ralph Smedley shared that while most of us may have entered Toastmasters to learn to give speeches, that was but the beginning of the good which may come to us and the good that we can share with mankind. Today, district leaders like you around the world have stepped up and adapted to continue to connect, communicate, and celebrate with your Toastmaster community. Congratulations. Our Toastmaster community is keeping us connected so that our future growth will continue no matter what happens in the world around us. It's a perfect time for all of us to reach out to non-Toastmasters. They're searching for community right now. Invite them to come to your meetings and see the benefit that you can provide for them. Also, we celebrate. We celebrate every time a new member steps up and gives that first speech and begins to grow in confidence, or a new leader steps into a leadership role when no one ever gave them the opportunity before. We have so much to celebrate and continue to celebrate with our members. I want to continue to serve Toastmasters. I've been a district director, I've been a region advisor, and now I would like to step into the role of international director and listen to your hopes, your concerns. Reach out to me on Facebook, Linda Ray for ID, or my soon-to-be open website, Linda Ray for ID. I want to continue to serve with my financial, my coaching, and my strategic planning experience to help us encourage members to grow, celebrate the wisdom of our experienced members, recognizing in new and even more fun ways our member accomplishments, increase our participation, and grow our membership around the world. I ask for your vote, and please, if you can, sign your proxy for Linda Ray for International Director, so I can continue to serve the members who are the heart of Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And thank you all of our International Director candidates for joining us today and for speaking to us, for helping us to get to know them as well. We will be voting as clubs at the international district meeting in August for the candidate director, international candidates, the international director candidates. So keep in mind as we move forward through the next few months to see what we can do to learn more from them as we go to vote towards into August. Our first person that we're going to be hearing from today is our district director candidate, Michael Carlton. Michael, thank you for joining us today. My first question to you is, seeing the changes this year, what is your vision for next year? How are we going to reach out to new members and to the members that are already in the district to make sure that their needs are met in the upcoming year?
Thank you, Mr. Immediate Past District. There has been a number of changes this year. The changes that we were focusing on from the beginning of the year have dramatically changed over the last couple of months. Early on, the change that we were focused on was the transition of the education program. One of the things I focused on this year and try to communicate and will continue as years go on is changing the focus more to the why of Toastmasters rather than what of Toastmasters. For years, even myself as a member early on, there's a lot of focus on the things that we do in Toastmasters, the public speaking, working through the programs, the exercises. But there wasn't a lot of focus on, or it didn't seem like there was as much focus on why for Toastmasters, the communication and leadership development, and what the benefit is from that, and what we get out of it as a member, not just doing the exercises. That was the early focus. Over the last couple of months or month and a half, as we all know, things have changed. We can't go outside, we can't hang out, I can't get a haircut yet. Although we've gotten a great opportunity to learn this new communication style through the internet, through Zoom, through Skype, through the vehicles that we're using now, which I don't foresee being a permanent fix, but I do foresee it as being a very useful tool, not only in Toastmasters, but in our professional and our personal lives. Embracing the new skills that we have learned or we are learning, encouraging that, and taking advantage of what we've learned. That is my goal, is continuing that and making that strong for next year.
Very good, Michael. What is one thing that you would tell somebody today to make them think that you are the man for the job?
I've learned a lot over the last 5 years in my district leadership role. Every year, I seem to advance a little bit more. I've gotten.
Somehow you got muted there, but at the very end. So thank you for your time. We are at red. Sorry about that you got muted, but thank you for your time so far. We're going to have Kimberly join us now. So she will be joining us momentarily. So if you want to repeat what you got muted for, you can. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and give me just a 3-second thing there.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Where was I? I'll do my best. I'll work for the members. I want the members to get the same benefit I've gotten over the last 6 years.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. All right. Our next interview is our Program Quality Director candidate, Kimberly Reddington. Kimberly, my first question for you is, with Pathways being the program going forward from this year on, how are you going to help the members embrace Pathways fully?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The best way to help our members with Pathways is really understanding how they view Pathways and assist them along the way in their journey. If it's struggling through understanding how to navigate through Pathways, then with a team, work with them and guide them through that process. Maybe sitting down and sharing screens and going step by step. One of the projects I did in one of my levels that I had completed, I did just that. I created a tutorial that would take our members in my home club step by step how to navigate Pathways when we first began Pathways. And it was down to the level to where it showed examples of what to click next and how to understand that. Then we further took that and met with individuals and worked with them to help them through that navigating process. When I was a pathway guide, that's exactly what I did with the clubs that I visited. I worked closely with them. We had group sessions to where all members were able to be fully engaged and understand Pathways. And I would take that with a team and mirror that this year as we go forward. And our members are doing an awesome job with Pathways already. Thank you for the question, Mr. Chair.
Very good. My next question for you is, working with a team, what is your past experience that you've learned from that you're going to take into this year when with working with teams?
Communication is key in everything that you do with a team, and understanding where that team comes from and what their learning styles and communication styles are in order to be effective. Thank you for the question.
Awesome. Thank you, Kimberly. All right, we're going to wait until we have our next person join us. That is, our next person is Club Growth Director candidate, Colbert Fong. This is a contested race, so I will be interviewing Colbert and Gopu, our second candidate, for 6 minutes each. Once Colbert has joined us, there he is. Good morning, Colbert. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and ask my first question of you. And the first question is, why did you decide that now is the time for you to run for Club Growth Director?
Thank you for the question. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests. I joined Toastmasters since 2010. It's obviously 10 years before. I wouldn't even consider running for an office like this. This 10 years taught me a lot, from English as my second language to go. Now I am able to comfortably speaking in front of others. Not even mention this year we have to go conduct virtual meetings, and then we have to go use this new media to go conducting business meeting. I believe Toastmasters really helped me grow a lot. I believe it is time for me to go step up and continue my journey to learn, not just to go learn myself, but to go serve, because I believe leaders are also great servers to go others. I did my area governor, division governor. I stopped a while, and then I found out literally I missed the serving part, which is why I want to join the serving group again to go help serving the district, serve all the club members and club officers for what they need.
Thank you for your answer, Colbert. My next question has to do with the role of Club Growth Director, and the role is somewhat of a sales position and going and reaching out and helping people find the solution to Toastmasters to their problems. What is your plan to reach out to corporate entities to try and build clubs this upcoming year?
Reaching out to go corporate, it will be interesting because I will have to go work with all these different people I know, because I personally work inside a corporate myself. I do know it is not easy to get in. Fortunately, I do know other Toastmasters who is in different corporates. They might have interest, but they just didn't know where to get. So I would like to reach out to these people who know where to get to for their human resources, or how we can talk to their learning department to promote Toastmasters, to help them know hey, Toastmasters can help you to build up the leadership, to help people more on presentation or hosting meetings. And then from there, I will also have to collect these leads and then try to work with other guests to go for these kickoff meetings, so that we can show them exactly what it is. In fact, if you want to go build a club, either in the corporate or in the community environment, you have to go do a kickoff meeting, and then you have to try showing people what Toastmasters is. Once they see it, they will know what to do. So the main thing is I will have to go talk to all my different connections, either through LinkedIn, through Facebook, wherever I can find. As long as they come to me, I will go help facilitate and start doing the kickoff meetings. Thank you.
Very good, Colbert. You mentioned community clubs as well. Do you have any ideas on how to promote community clubs in the upcoming year?
For the community clubs, the biggest concern are how we can generate enough people, because you are trying to get into a community. And then first of all, you do need to get some leads. And then the other is when you're in a community, it's different from a corporate, because a lot of these times they don't share the same traits. Like for instance, if you're in a corporate, at least everybody works in a corporate. But if it is in the community, it will be different. For instance, they all having some common interests. So is it possible for us to say, let's go to a gym and then see if all these folks who work out at the gym had interest to promote public speaking. If so, can we set up a club there? Or for instance, a church, do they want to set up Toastmasters at a church? If so, let's have them.
Very good, Gopu. One last question for you. Why specifically are you the person for the job this year as Club Growth Director?
I have to say, I know for sure I will do everything I can to help. I'm not saying this is an easy job, but if I get promised I will go serve, I will go serve with my best ability. I know I cannot do everything by myself. I will definitely need to go work with others. So my passion is to go serve others. And then I hope everybody will give me a chance to serve. Thank you.
Very good, Colbert. Thank you. Our next our next Club Growth Director candidate is Gopu Shrestha. Gopu, my first question for you is, why is now the time for you to run?
So the question is, why you are running now? Here is what I am thinking. This is the right time for a leader to come up and say that we are here to change for positive thing. Leaders are always there to make our followers think positive and let it go on. Number two thing, I ran for last year also, and last year I didn't make it, and the whole year I prepared myself to make sure that what kind of quality I still have to develop. I work with current trios, work with all myself, restructure myself, and think that time is ready to serve, especially in this crisis. Back to you.
Very good, thank you, Gopu. What is some of your plans for bringing the solution of Toastmasters to people's problems to corporate entities for the upcoming year?
So the question is solution to the Toastmaster from corporate entities. Being an employee of a corporate organization, what I feel that every corporate organization need a good leader, good communicator, and a positive team worker. Being a Toastmaster, I've been through this and I found myself more productive and more friendly to make work more enjoyable and make more friends to get that work done easily and effectively. That is one of the reasons I think we should focus more on corporation and we can help corporation and the employees who want to develop their professional growth.
Very good. My next question for you has to do with community clubs. What are some ideas that you have surrounding working on getting more community clubs?
So the question is how you are going to work with community clubs. This is an experience which I had. 3 years ago, I chartered a community club. What I found there and what I learned from there is there are a lot of people in community who are looking opportunities to grow in future. But the problem is there is not a good effective leader and not a good program where more structured and more goal-driven. I work with that community, introduce about this Toastmaster program, and I introduced a Speechcraft program involving some of their community members. That really worked, and that club is now 4 years running, and all the community members, including their children, are involved there. So this is how I do, and I have very good experience in community involvement and already an experience in chartering community clubs. This is how I want to work in future also.
Very good. Can you tell us about a time where you've had to build a team? What were the things that you did to create that team?
So the question is, what are the time where you are doing a team building kind of thing? I would like to bring my own experience when I was a division director. Once I get elected, I try to search my team and try to find out a team who not only for that year, for future generation also. Being a leader, what I always think is, who is my replacement? That's why I try interviewed 20 to 30 peoples. And from that, I shortlisted 8 to 10. And I try to find a person with different personality and different goals to have a great, enthusiastic, and great, powerful team. That's why I create a checklist and try to find out not exact the person who I am. So these are the ways I try to make that happen. And thanks God, 6 area directors, including me, 7 vibrant, make that year President Distinguished Division. Thank you.
Very good. Why are you the person for the job as Club Growth Director this year, Gopu?
The question is, am I the right person? I think yes, because I had worked with different type of peoples, including English speaker, non-English speaker to professional, non-professional. Number 2 thing, in my lifetime career, I sponsored 3 clubs, rebuilt 7 clubs, and helped to charter 4 clubs. Those kind of experience and almost all officer roles I am able to execute successfully. So I think it's time for me to come and give back to the community and develop next generation leader. That's why I think I'm the best person to be elected.
Very good. If you were to give one trait that you think that you have that would be the best for the Club Growth Director role, what is your one character trait?
My character trait is enthusiastic and positive learning environment for all members.
Very good. Thank you, Gopu. Our next candidate is the Division A Director candidate, Jennifer Claes. Good morning, Jennifer. My first question to you is, thank you. My first question to you is, spanning the 2 different countries, how are you going to be able to relate to the entire District A?
With the 2 different districts, especially the 2 different countries, it is going to be a little bit of a challenge. We're going to have things, border crossings. I'm going to have to worry about if people have proper passports, if we are going to try and meet face to face. I'm really trying to embrace this Zoom technology and learn a little bit more about it so that we can try and have some of our meetings electronically, so we're not having to travel. There is the distance of the district is quite large as well, or sorry, of the division. So those are things that I'm going to have to consider, and hopefully I will learn more about technology and embrace that, and I will be able to get my team on board with that.
Awesome. What leadership skills and experience can you bring to the district through being Division A director?
Hopefully I will be able to use my listening skills and be able to figure out what my team members have, what their skills are, and be able to promote their skills and help them. Being able to promote them and help them with the skills and the leadership development that they want, and just be a liaison between the division and the area directors.
Very good. Can you tell us one experience of yours where you've had to build a team together and what that experience taught you?
Building teams is a very challenging thing. You would have to, like I said, find people with a variety of different skills and be able to bring those skills together and be able to listen to them and be able to meld them together.
Very good. All right. And why are you the person for the job, Jennifer?
I'm not sure why I'm the person for the job. I want to challenge myself and increase the skills that I have so that I'm ready.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Jennifer. All right. Our next candidate for Division B director is Jin Lee. Good morning, Jin. My first question to you is, what leadership skills and experience can you bring to the district?
Thanks, Ben. Good morning, everybody. This is Jin Lee. I believe the leadership skills I can bring is my empathy and also my passion and also my problem-solving skills. In my 10 years working experience, I always love to help my customers, help my colleagues to solve problems.
Very good. Can you tell us one time where you've had to build a team and what that experience taught you?
Thanks, Ben. I remember when I was an account manager, at that time, our order input system was not that user-friendly. So we had trouble to input the order system for our daily work. So I figure out this problem and I communicate with my manager. And we figure out like what resources do we need, what other, what other teams do we need to be involved. So I contacted all my different cross-functional teamworks, colleges, and then colleagues. And then we formed a project team and we work out the roles for our project and we figure out our goal for the project. And we work cross-functionally and we, the communication is not that easy because we are located in different cities. And in the end, we were able to finish that project. And we realized the order 0 error input. So we were really proud of that.
Very good. Thank you, Jin.
Thank you.
We have as our next candidate, Division C Director, Mitchell Schaefer. And I don't see Mitchell on yet. There you are, Mitchell. Good morning.
Morning.
All right. My first question to you is, what leadership skills and experience can you bring to the district?
Leadership skills that I bring to the district is adaptability. Right now with these trying times, I've had to work not just with Toastmasters, but with school classes, different clubs, organizations. Everything's just thrown into chaos and you just get to roll with the punches at every time. And I think that's the best way to do things, is to learn how to thrive in the chaos.
Very good. Could you tell us one time where you've had to build a team or been a part of a team and what that experience taught you?
When I was a supervisor for a restaurant that ran events and banquets, it taught me a lot about how to hold people accountable and hold people to that higher standard, and to kind of set that leading example and to be the leader that you want to see other people step into.
Very good. My Toastmasters experience has had many mentors throughout it. Who is one of your, two of your most influential mentors throughout your Toastmasters experience?
That would be the program quality director, Michael Carlton, and the current, I think, area 14 director, Eli Eldridge. They've really helped me a lot as to kind of how I've formed and how I've stepped into these leadership roles and developed a lot more professionally.
Very good. Why are you the person for the Division C director role, and why now?
It's a really interesting question, and I think that it'd be a lot of fun. I want to step up. I wanted to develop into more of an all-around leader and to build those skills. And I think that coming into a time like this where you get a chance to be thrown into all sorts of fun times, it really goes to show how you can grow as well.
Very good. Thank you, Mitchell. Our next division candidate is Division D Director candidate, Norm. Good morning, Norm. How are you this morning?
I am doing well.
Very good. My first question for you is, what leadership skills and experience can you bring to the district through the Division D Director role?
Thank you, Ben. I can bring many different leadership skills. First of all, I've been studying leadership for over 7 years in my life and practice it regularly. I belong to an organization called Life Leadership that has two of the top leadership development gurus in the country, actually in the world, and top 50. And I have learned and followed all of their practices and have brought it into Toastmasters, where I was president of the TCF Free Toasters for actually 1.5 years due to our president having to leave early. I have a lot of skills being a past or current division director. I feel that I've led a lot of people in that direction, helped a lot of clubs, helped a lot of people. I find one of the important things is being able to serve your group and serve your clubs, and of course, make your people at the top look good. Because I think that's the part of the leadership that you have to have when you're kind of a mid-level leader, is you have to be able to make your higher ups look good and help your others that are in other parts of your group to be able to lead themselves to get to where you are. Basically, the whole plan is to replace yourself. Thank you.
Very good. Could you tell us quickly one time where you've had to be a part of a team or build a team and what that experience taught you?
Yeah, it was very interesting. We had to kind of rebuild the TCF Free Toasters at one time. And I had been using a couple of different methods, basically making a friend, finding a need, transferring a feeling is the thing I like to follow. And what happens a lot of times is it takes time. It takes time to get people. And you end up being messed up. I mean, it just ends up, you get to being able to replace yourself and be able to be persistent and bring them in and train them.
Thank you, sir. Our next up, we have our Division F Director. Let's see if there we go. Good morning, Anna. Whoop. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. My first question for you is, what leadership skills and experience can you bring to the district in the role of Division Director?
Thank you, Mr. Immediate Past District Director. as a leader, I really enjoy helping others and serving as much as I can. I enjoy mentoring people. And I really look for people that I can, I guess, bring along with me in leadership, people who also have a vision and are motivated to help everyone in Toastmasters improve their communication and grow as they, the reason they join Toastmasters isn't to stay the same, but to grow.
Very good. Could you tell us about a time when you've had to build a team or been a part of a team and what that experience taught you?
Okay. And well, I think as far as building a team for coming up with new officers for a coming year, let's see, I think I just need to, I reached out to people, maybe people who hadn't even been officers before, and I could see something in them that they would be good with PR or even maybe good as a leader, as a president. And then as they took on their roles, then I nurtured them and gave them advice on how they could continue to function and make sure that everybody who's in the team was able to chime in so that it wasn't dominated by one person.
Very good. Could you tell us, in my time as Toastmaster, I've had many different mentors. Could you tell us one or two of the most influential mentors that you've had in your time as a Toastmaster?
Yes, one of my most influential was Ravi Rai. He is probably the go-to person for just about anything in Toastmasters. And once he's done being District 6 director, you can tap into him again.
Very good. Thank you, Anna. All right. Our Division F director candidate is Dave Degenhardt. Good morning, Dave. I'm going to ask you my first question. It is, hi, what leadership skills and experience can you bring to the district as the Division F director?
Very interesting question. Well, I think I have a lot of great experience just from my 2 terms as area director, learning as I go along. It's been a bit of an interesting ride trying to kind of get a handle on how to run a speech contest, and I learned the value of delegation from one year to the next. And so I think in terms of running a team of area directors, I think the delegation part is obviously very important because you're not the one who's going to be having the close contact with the clubs, but managing a team of area directors. So I think that delegation portion will definitely be something I will be bringing to this next term.
Very good. Can you tell us about a time when you've either had to build a team or been a part of a team and what that experience taught you?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I was area director a couple of years back, and that spring speech contest, that's the only, I guess, full contest I've run, where we've had 2 contests. And so I had to basically pick a great chief judge, really experienced Toastmaster I went with, ended up getting some great people behind me to help me with the room setup, hauling all the equipment up, all that stuff, and actually had a really successful contest, and even was able to deal with my first, I guess, protest in a contest, and my chief judge and my division director really competently handled it, and it went super smoothly. So that was, I think, a great success story.
Very good. And my last question for you is, why are you the person for the role of District F director, Division F director this year?
Well, I am pretty passionate about kind of getting us back to where we once were before we started here. It's a pretty challenging time. I was just browsing through actually the history of the clubs in Division F, and we've got 2 clubs actually that are chartered in the 1940s. And we've got clubs that kind of go all the way up to one that was chartered just last year, and kind of everywhere in between. So I think there's a lot of great history there, and looking forward to helping them become successful again.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Thank you to all of our candidates today. I really appreciate having this time to get a chance to know you better and have the district get to know you a little bit better. And we wish you the best of luck in the upcoming election. And now I'll be throwing it back to our district director, Mr. Dave excuses. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ben. Hey, round of applause for Ben and all of our candidates. We'll be hearing from them shortly. Our district council meeting is scheduled to start at 10:45. So right now, we're going to stand at ease for about 8 minutes. So I will be back when it's time to launch the business meeting. Thank you all. Go take a break or grab a beverage, cup of coffee, whatever that may be. We'll see you at 10:45.
It's done. Everybody have a party. Woo!
Apparently you were the super fun sergeant at arms in the breakout room.
I've had some coffee.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Sorry, I was having a little bit of challenge with my own video. All right. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. The District 106 Toastmasters District Council meeting on Saturday, May 2nd, 2020 will come to order. My name is Dave Gibson. I'm your district director, and I will be the presiding officer at this meeting. I'd like to say welcome to club officers, district staff, and members. I see we've got quite a number of people on the call. We've got a big group. We've also got a large group watching on YouTube Live. So we opened that up. This is our first time broadcasting live a district event. Well, this has been a unique year with new challenges and learning opportunities for us all. And while I miss the opportunity to be meeting with you in person this weekend, I'm also greatly encouraged by the resilience and determination of our leaders, our clubs, and our members through these challenging times. We've shown great strength as a district adapting to social distancing and self-isolation. And through this time, we have seen members and clubs turn challenges into opportunities for self-development. Many clubs have resisted the temptation to cancel meetings and wait this out, but rather have embraced the opportunity to meet online and develop new skills and best practices, empowering their members to continue their development of leadership and communication skills. I am truly proud to serve alongside you in our great organization. Thank you for all you do. I look forward to the day soon, I hope, when we can meet together in person again. Imagine what we'll be able to accomplish when we return to full strength. Our first item on our agenda today is the reading of the district mission. For this, please help me welcome our district administration manager, distinguished Toastmaster, Karen Hamish. Karen? Karen, you are muted. We cannot hear you.
I have been unmuted. Thank you, Mr. District Director. The district mission is to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Today, I also have the credentials report. District 106 currently has 106 clubs in good standing, with 12 unpaid officers for 200 votes possible. We need 1/3 of the votes, club votes, or 67 officers to have a quorum. We have 104 officers registered, which is 52% of the officers. Congratulations, the district does have a quorum. Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Karen. Hey, before we proceed, this is phenomenal. What is that? 52% of eligible club officers have registered for voting, and that is amazing. Before we proceed with business, let's establish some ground rules. As we proceed with this meeting, I'm going to ask everyone to keep their microphones muted unless you are ready to speak. This will help reduce background noise for today's meeting. In this meeting, when you are addressing the chair to make a motion or to add to discussion, please type your name into your name and the name of your club into the chat window and wait to be recognized by the chair, which is me. Only those carrying votes may make a motion or participate in discussions. Any motions made must be presented in writing to the admin manager, Karen Hemish, immediately upon completion of the motion. And only those with a ballot may vote. For debates, no voting member may speak more than twice on any one motion, and each of those speeches are limited to 2 minutes. The timekeeper will indicate when there is half a minute remaining by showing the yellow light. Madam Timer, can you, yep, thank you. When there is half a minute remaining, you'll see the yellow light, and she'll also indicate when time has expired by showing the red. And there is the red. You cannot speak a second time until all members wishing to speak for a first time have had the opportunity to do so. For the sake of efficiency, the chair requests that voting members limit their comments to new points of information. And I will remind you if you are repeating earlier comments, and we may move on to the next speaker if continued. To expedite routine business, the chair will use unanimous consent. You will hear the chair, you'll hear me use the phrase, if there is no objection, the item will be adopted. If you have an objection, please type objection in the chat window, and your objection will be considered by the assembly. If there is no objection, the meeting rules will be adopted as stated. Hearing no objection, the meeting rules have been adopted. The next agenda item is the adoption of the agenda itself. The agenda for this meeting has been posted on the District 106 business meeting announcement on our website. It is also linked on the calendar event also on the District 106 website. So it's been posted. If there is no objection, the agenda as posted will be adopted. Seeing no objection, the agenda has been adopted. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. A copy of the minutes for the September 14th, 2019 virtual district council meeting were made available on the District 106 website for your review. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If so, please type them into the chat. There being no corrections, the minutes are approved as posted on the website. The chair, I have a few appointments to help this meeting go smoothly. Ben Smith and Joanna Carley are appointed as tellers. They will be watching the chat window if there are comments, and will advise me if that occurs, if there is business to be taken care of. Crystal Anderson is appointed as timer for this meeting, and we've seen Crystal light up a couple of times. Kent, I'm going to ask you to mute your microphone, please.
Sorry, I didn't know it was on.
Thank you. Let's get into reports. The chair calls upon Division A Director, Jordan Simpson, for her division report. Jordan?
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Again, Jordan Simpson with Division A, and I'm very thankful to be here today. Hoping that everybody can hear me. I believe I'm good to go. All right, so from Division A, our division has a very large footprint that spans the northeastern region of Minnesota and a section of Ontario, Canada. For our active clubs, we sit within roughly a 250-mile or 400 kilometers within each other, but our division has the potential of being 750 miles of a drive/plane ride, or 1,200 kilometers if we were to ever get a club up in Winnisk, Ontario, Canada. Currently don't have one quite in Winnisk yet, but it's always a potential, maybe someday. Many of our clubs are centralized in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, and Duluth, Minnesota, with additional clubs within Hibbing and Sandstone, both located in Minnesota itself. Our club count started this Toastmaster year at 15, but one of our clubs unfortunately folded early 2020, unrelated to COVID-19, and we're down to 14 clubs. Of the 14 clubs, though, we are persevering through this kind of uncharted time, and 11 out of the 14 are meeting virtually. Another 2 of those clubs are prison clubs who can't meet virtually, but they are following their CDC and additional guidelines according to their facility. At the end of the day, though, our division is doing really a great job as we are doing the best we can, again, through these uncharted times. We have one club, I should say, that's currently distinguished, on their way to select distinguished, 4 more clubs that are close to be distinguished if more members and goals are gained by the end of the Toastmaster year. And I should reference, that one of our Thunder Bay clubs, the Nanabiju Club, completed 2 Speechcraft events this year and did a great job at planning and leading those events. They had a 3rd planned and on the books, but they had to postpone it due to the current situation that we have. I'm very thankful and so proud for everything that our area directors, our club officers and members have done. And I would say they've not only really worked on themselves, but they've also helped others learn and grow too, which is, such a huge part to Toastmasters. And that is everything that I have, Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Jordan. I now call upon Division B Director, Brian Darko. Brian, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Fellow district leaders of District 106. At the beginning of the year, Division B had started 30 clubs. As of this report, there are 28 clubs currently in the division. We recently had 2 clubs that have suspended Best Site speakers who have dissolved their charter, but their members have merged with GRE Energizers Club of Area 13. They have elected to continue their Toastmasters journey. And Westwood Toastmasters, who last week voted to dissolve their charter. Since the pandemic and the switch to online meetings, we have steadily seen an increase across the division of clubs going to the Zoom meeting platform. And for those who have not elected to, they are still maintaining contact with their members. I will ask Karen to make a slight change. As of today, 22 out of 28 clubs in the division are active, and we are still working with those clubs who have not to help them achieve renewals. The plan for the rest of the year in the division between me and my ADs is to continue to support the clubs, help them get the renewals in, help them with moving to the Zoom meetings for however long we continue these Zoom meetings, and for those who are not, to maintain contact with the members and maintain a strong bond, so that when the new program year starts on July 1st, the Division B director and their team will have a very strong footing going into the new year. That is my report for Division B. Cheers, Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Brian. I now call upon Division C Director Lindsay Nunez for her division report. Lindsay?
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is well. We've been on this for a while. We had some very fun candidates to listen to on the last meeting. I will jump into my report where Division C has been moving right along this year. We started with a couple of setbacks due to 2 clubs closing right away, which definitely put me in a kind of a tailspin because I was already expecting clubs to close last year. And then all of a sudden more clubs were closing when I thought it would be done. But we were able to just keep chugging along and make sure that the clubs that we still had were being well supported. We didn't have a full roster when we started. I didn't get my last area director until almost the end of August. So we had a couple of clubs start right away without an area director. We have several clubs meeting online right now to continue the journey while we're all stuck at home doing nothing. We've had roughly 70% of renewals submitted on time, which has been good for the clubs. It's not where we want to be, but considering the circumstances, it's decent. We have 6 clubs so far that are distinguished. I know at least 2 of them are presidents distinguished. Some are right on the way. And I just want to take a quick second to thank my area directors. You guys did a fantastic job this year, and I wouldn't have made it through this without you. So thank you, Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Lindsay. The chair now calls upon Division D Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Colleen Marie Kelly for her division report. Colleen Marie.
Thank you, Mr. District Director, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Greetings from Division D. Our 25 clubs are densely located between 394 and 494, spanning from Golden Valley to Minnetonka. We are a mix of both corporate and community clubs. Each one of them has a unique personality all of their own. I guarantee that if you take the time to visit any of them, it'll be well worth your time. This past year, we created some great memories at the club, area, and division levels at club meetings, club officer trainings, speech contests, as well as other special events. It has definitely been a learning and growing year for all, as members have and continue to push themselves to achieve education awards, as they also have helped other members achieve their goals. Like other divisions, we are facing membership challenges due to a variety of reasons, yet the clubs are thinking creatively to find ways to achieve their membership goals. Sadly, a few of our corporate clubs were hit hard by layoffs. With COVID-19, many clubs are meeting online and others are considering it. We do have some members who are trying to find their place in this new normal, and as a division team, we're working closely with those clubs to help them during this time. All in all, it's been a wonderful year in many respects. I am truly grateful for the amazing area directors of Division D, Distinguished Toastmaster Randy Hochstein, Zadie B. Larson, Distinguished Toastmaster Bob Doomer, Distinguished Toastmaster David Rasmussen, and Dan Bicknell, all of the Division D club officers and the members of Division D. Without a doubt, it has been a true honor to serve them and with them. Together, we're going to do everything we can to finish the Toastmaster year strong as we possibly can. Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Colleen Marie. I'll now call upon Division E. My alphabet skills failed me for a moment, sorry. Division E Director Brian Peters for his division report. Brian? Brian, we cannot hear you. You need to check your microphone.
Microphone, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Please start over. Madam Timer, please start the time again.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Good things come in threes, And Division E is in 3 cities, Roseville, St. Paul, and White Bear Lake. We started the year at 22 clubs. We are down 1, and shortly we'll be gaining 1 more back to 22, pending the district alignment. Many of the clubs, similar to the other divisions, have been challenged with the stay-at-home executive order, and as shown in the membership. We started the year roughly around 323 members, and currently are at about 254. It's about just over a 20% reduction in membership. Definitely going to be a focus as we finish out the year. However, I'm happy to report that the area directors have supported their clubs to continue to meet online. Of the 22, we have 3 that are not. One of them is a group of medical professionals that are understandably so not able to meet. And the other 2 clubs are actively pursuing options currently. We're engaging them to try to keep them engaged to continue meeting. I also believe the support from the area directors, Steve Crooks, John Lindgren, Cami Orff, George Kane, and Linda Brown, have been keeping them engaged with renewals. And I'm proud to say we've had 91% renewal for the spring session. The highlight of the year, I would say, has been Sajlu's Dragon Speakers. I'll give them a shout out. They nearly closed at the beginning of the year. We thought we were going to be down another club, and today they're currently with 18 members, the 2nd largest club in the division, and I'm looking forward to seeing them continue to improve. So the focus on the remainder of the year, I've already mentioned one, and that will be membership. Also going to focus on DCP and supporting the clubs. And lastly, recruiting leaders for next year. Similar to Lindsay mentioned, I started the year down a number of area directors, area directors, and I'm excited to help Anna try to get off on a better foot and really help both the area directors and club officers to get those new positions filled. Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Brian. At this time, we'll move right along. I'll call on Division F Director, Dave Hoffman, to give his Division Director report. David.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Hello, fellow Toastmaster leaders. This is status for our Division F in District 106. We're newly formed. We were formed last year by action of the District 106 leadership, and obviously completing our first year as division. We're a compact division. All but 4 of our clubs are based in downtown St. Paul. And of the 22 clubs, we have a mix of corporate, government, and community clubs. A vast majority of those clubs are meeting online virtually. Our clubs are experiencing varying levels of stress, and the Division F area directors are doing a wonderful job of staying in touch with everybody and helping the clubs the best that we can. As of Wednesday night, we had 210 members renewed, which is about 72% of our last fall renewals. For now, all but one club are in good standing. It's been a year of learning and growth for me, and I want to thank so much our area directors, Dave Burke, Caleb Worth, Rachel Kramer, Dave Degenhardt, Dan Grutner, and Judy Ron for their willingness to help me get Division F off the ground and be a great resource for their clubs. As one of the ADs said at our last meeting, our motto has always been, what can we do to help? I also want to take the opportunity right now to thank the trio for their support this year. And for me, a special call out to our incoming immediate past District Director, Dave Gibson. He's been a great mentor for me and for the district in general. Mr. District Director.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. I'm not sure if you referred to me as the past District Director, but
no,
not quite yet.
Immediate incoming immediate past director.
There you go. Okay. There's many miles to go before I see.
That's right.
All right, thank you. I will now call upon our finance manager. Please help me welcome Sharon Haig for our finance manager's report. Sharon.
Thank you, Dave. Right. And the budget has been posted to the D106 website for everyone to review. It was approved by the District Council in September and prior to its submission to Toastmasters International. The findings and signatures of the audit committee from the mid-year audit have been posted to the website as well for review. Lastly, I'd like to take an opportunity to remind everyone, go ahead and submit your expenses as soon as possible coming in towards the end of the year as we prepare for the year-end audit. I also want to thank you for getting those in. I know some of you struggled a little bit. Some of us are old hands at it. So really appreciate working with me and going through and getting all of those expenses approved through the year and looking forward to wrapping it up and having a strong year end. Back to you, Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you very much. The chair now calls upon our public relations manager. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Diane Windingland.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. I have a few public relation highlights by the numbers, and I have a slide to share. Do you want to share that, Dave, or should I? All right, a few numbers for you. 1,033 is the number of views of the 22 #MyWhy videos that were posted on our YouTube channel after the summer TLI. 260 is the number of Facebook group members that we have, up from 196 at the start of the year. If you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, search for District 106 Toastmasters and join the group to get the latest and greatest. 19 plus are the number of submissions to PR contests in 6 categories, and those winners will be recognized at our summer TLI. 3 plus are the number of Powered by District 106 events we've had this year. We had Story Sparks with a travel theme in the fall. Later in the fall, we had a fun improv workshop. In January, we had an interviewing workshop with lots of people getting some great advice. And we do have a second Story Sparks event planned, believe it or not, is the theme. And currently it's scheduled for June 2nd, and we will decide by mid-June whether that will be in person or virtual. 100 plus are the number of clubs with online attendance in District 106. Within 50 miles of my home, there are more than 200 clubs listing online attendance. So take advantage of the convenience of virtual visiting to promote your club and get more members. Because Toastmasters really isn't just about the numbers. It's about people. It's about helping people become better communicators and leaders. So promote your clubs. Thank you, District Director.
Thank you. Thank you, Diane. At this time, I will call upon our Club Growth Director. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Kimberly Reddington for her report.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Fellow Toastmasters, this has been an awesome year so far. We started the club off with a newly chartered club, and several clubs are in the works, and our members are enjoying their Toastmaster experience. It has been a lot of fun watching our members and prospective members grow through their experiences. Although our district, like all districts around the world, are meeting virtually due to COVID-19. Our members took on this new challenge and have found a new way to still participate in club meetings. Several clubs have grown in membership due to the opportunity to participate in an online club meeting, which is awesome. And as we've heard before, those that have chosen not to meet are still being engaged with their members and checking in with their members, which is great. During this time, I'm enjoying visiting our clubs online and working with our members as they continue their Toastmaster journey. In addition, during this time, I'm still working the leads that have been received from our members and Toastmasters International. The only exception is, instead of meeting in person, we're meeting through Zoom. This is allowing for the groundwork to be laid for when the opportunity to meet in person become available. So far this Toastmaster year, we've appointed 10 club coaches to assist our low member clubs. Thank you to all the club coaches and mentors that are assisting our members and our club. We still have 2 months left before the end of the year. And as a team, I believe we can finish this year strong. Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Kimberly. I'll now call upon our Program Quality Director. Please help me welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Michael Carlton for the Program Quality Director's report.
Thank you, Mr. District Director, fellow Toastmasters. At the beginning of the year, we knew that we had big challenges or big changes ahead and the challenges that come with them. The biggest of them being the transition of the education program. My plan at the beginning of the year was to make this transition year smoother, was to embrace the change, was to shift the focus from the how of Toastmasters to the why of Toastmasters. To summarize the why of Toastmasters, we need to look no further than the club mission statement. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. As the years progressed, I noticed more members defining Toastmasters as a communication and leadership development program instead of describing the tasks involved as a member. And with that mindset, I've seen an increase in positive, forward-thinking mindset from the clubs and members throughout the district. These results reflect in the data of my report. This year, throughout the district, we had 937 club officers trained, or club officer training credits earned between both sessions, first and second round. 719 education goals were received by members so far this year, and I anticipate there will be many more before June 30th. Of those 719 education awards, 502 of those were in pathways. 61 members have earned Triple Crown awards. 13 members this year have earned their Distinguished Toastmaster designation. For distinguished clubs, our current number is 10. There are 42 clubs throughout the district that have enough DCP credit, although are low on membership, which is likely related to the current stay-at-home order. As a communication and leadership development organization, we as clubs and members have found new ways to communicate and succeed through online meetings and our international speech contests, and the results of which are growing stronger daily. I predict our distinguished club count will greatly increase. We have 2 months left before the end of the year. With the efforts of this year's team and the newly elected leaders, I believe that we can finish strong and set a solid foundation for the next year. Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Michael. I'm going to keep the district director's report, I'm going to say relatively short, if you've heard me give reports before. These are truly historic times that we are living in. Back at the beginning of March, we had our last in-person DEC meeting. It was March 7th, and we were all gathered around. It was members of the district executive committee, which include top leadership, area directors, division directors. We were gathered in Coon Rapids. We were laughing, we were smiling, we were enjoying great food. We were doing education sessions, and we were planning on how we were going to finish this year strong. Now, we'd heard about coronavirus, but it was a faraway problem. And, you know, it was something that we could not have foreseen how it would affect us so soon. 8 days later, on March 15th, we were having another district executive committee meeting. It was an emergency district executive committee meeting because our world had changed. And it had changed in ways that we couldn't have seen. It was just 8 days. And by this time, many clubs were being notified that their meeting spaces were closed. Contest venues had been were getting canceled. and we had to put together a new plan for the end of the year. Never before in our history have we seen something like this. Not in war or famine or other events have we seen schools closed, stay-at-home issues, sporting events canceled. But what I've seen as a leader is my awesome team has stepped up to the challenge. We continued on with speech contests. We encouraged and supported clubs and members to meet online. And we're coming out of this renewal session as strong as we were last year coming out. We've still got a lot of work to do, folks, but it makes me proud to serve as your leader. And I want to thank my awesome team, all of my division and area directors for all of the hard work that you have done and continue to do. It is an honor to serve with you. Thank you. I'd like to now call back our program quality director, distinguished Toastmaster, Michael Carlton, to present the realignment report. And actually, Michael, I need to stop before we go. If you are a voting member, you received a ballot when this meeting started. It will be in your email. If you're not seeing it in your email, check your spam folders. We are going to go through our first order of business where we may have to have a balloted vote. Your ballot will look something like, although I'm going to share my screen, I think. I should have covered this in the standing rules. Give me a moment. That is not it. Sorry, Diane. Those PR numbers, they were pretty impressive. So we'll just look at those a minute again. All right. That's not it either. I have too many things on my screen, but here it is. Your ballot will look something like this. This was a snapshot. This was before. This is not our first ballot, but you will have a ballot. It was emailed to you, and when you click on it, you will have to do a vote. The real live one will not say treasurer. It will say club growth director, and it will say either the first item we're going to cover is the realignment. So at this point in time, if you have not already, please find your ballot and get ready for the realignment. I apologize, Michael, for switching off, but you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. And very important stuff. Good to know how to vote in this business meeting. Get back to where I was, and I'm going to share my screen, if you don't mind. I'm going to try to share my screen. There we go. I think we're there. All right. Thank you, Mr. District Director. The District 106 District Executive Council has reviewed or talk about the proposed alignment for the 2020-2021 Toastmaster year. At the last DEC meeting, the District 106 Executive Committee has reviewed and approved the presentation of this proposal for consideration for the District Council. If approved by the electing members today, this alignment would take place on July 1st. This alignment proposal has been posted on the website for about the last month. The alignment was designed to properly align and balance out each area and each division as equally as possible. The primary goal for the annual district realignment is to balance the number of clubs within an area and areas within a division to account for clubs that are new, lost, or relocated throughout the current year. Mr. District Director.
All right. Are there any questions for the realignment? Is there any discussion on the realignment? We will. There's a question on the map. The map is posted on the business, on the website, on the business meeting page. There is a map for the realignment. Michael, if you want to share the link.
Absolutely. I can display it on do a screen share to show exactly where it is and how to get to it. Everyone can see my monitor. On the District 106 website, if we scroll down to the 2020 Annual Conference Business Meeting, we click on that link. It has information about today's meeting, which is going on right now. The realignment changes for 2021. Pros realignment, the District 106 realignment interactive map can be found right here. And this would be the same thing that I was just displaying earlier for my report. Give it just a moment to come alive here.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
There are a couple of audience questions. One is if the president has the ballot that you previously sent them, but their VP of Education has not joined online, how do they receive that second vote?
There are no proxies for an online meeting, so there is
Okay,
no.
so they'll just receive their one vote.
They just receive, yep, they just receive their one vote.
Another question
Now,
was,
if their VP Ed is watching on the YouTube channel, they can still vote. If they have the email vote, the ballots are emailed to individual officers, and they can cast their vote from the YouTube channel just as well.
okay, thank you. There was another question about, has there been any consideration of the geographic area, as this makes it an even bigger discrepancy?
Yes, thank you for that question. Geography is always a factor, has been a factor nearly every year within the district realignment. With the two challenges, one being geography, especially for 2 or 3 of our areas do have a particularly large geography, Division A being the biggest concern. Yet at the same time, making sure we have a balance of clubs. This year we did realign one area from Division B, which is currently Area 11, realigned it to Division A for next year, which will be known as Area 2. Those 3 clubs will be balanced within the area here for Division A, which gets Division A to a club count of 17, whereas all the other divisions are going to average a number between 22 and 24, which creates about as even of a balance throughout the district as we can. As I said, one of the cons is it is a large chunk of earth going from Thunder Bay all the way to Brainerd. The pros is with the advent of technology, For example, the Zoom meetings like we're using now, our initial plan was that we would put in play more of the use of Zoom and the online meetings so that leadership teams and club leaders could more frequently and more easily communicate with each other to keep things in line. Over the last month and a half, with the new experience that we've all received working with Zoom, that makes me feel more confident that we are going to be more successful in these large geographical areas.
Michael, you have the floor. We're going to stand at ease while I've got a couple of ballots I need to straighten out and resend. So you can continue to answer questions.
Absolutely. Yeah. If there's any other questions, I am happy to answer.
Michael, could you just go through and highlight the changes that were made? You know, they're on the left-hand side there, there's those diamonds. Can you just kind of scroll through that and show the different clubs that have been changed?
Yeah, absolutely. We can take the nickel tour of the newly proposed alignment. Some of the bigger changes, let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger so that our audience can see it better and so that I can see it better, because I'm not as young as I was last year. Biggest changes, division, as I mentioned, former Division B, Area 11, which are 3 clubs, and the 2 clubs currently existing in Briner, the Paul Bunyan Club, and up in Walker, the City on the Bay Club, and our proposed new club in Pequot Lakes, which is inches away from chartering. These 3 clubs would now become part of Division A, and it would be labeled as Area 2. Area 2 would be the geography here, which Division A, as we know, is this area right here. Most of the other divisions, or most of the other areas, all the other areas in Division B will just be moving up 1 notch number from what they were. Former Area 12 will become Area 11, which is our St. Cloud area, and we're adding Alexandria to the St. Cloud area in hopes that we can get a little better support to the Alexandria Club than we had in the past. In Alexandria is maybe a little more than an hour away from St. Cloud, where it was a much farther distance from the clubs it was sharing an area with this year. Our hope is we can get a little more support out there in person. Otherwise, that'll be pretty much the same. Former Area 13 becomes Area 12, very few or no changes there. Area 14, my home area, will become Area 13. No changes there. So on and so on. Area 16, we did move Power Talk Toastmasters from Division D into Division B because the boundaries are very close to each other. C remains pretty much the same. D, very few changes. There was a couple of clubs that moved geographies. One moved physically from Division B's geography into Division D. That was SRF. They moved their office. A couple of minor little shifts because of border changes between Division C and Division D, similar to what we've done last year. And once again, to help with the balance of the clubs. Division E, very similar, very few changes. We do have a new club that chartered recently, which is SPAR, which helps the balance of Area 45. Division F, downtown St. Paul, there are no changes proposed for that division. Again, when you're on this map, you're able to click on each division that you want to see specifically. You can see each club listed, what their prior division was, what their new division, proposed division will be, their old area and their new division, or their new old area and their new area. I apologize. And that's for each division. If you want to see where each club is located, you can click on the club itself, give you information. We'll click on Division C. Here we can see the geography. Each dot is a club. If you highlight over, it's going to tell you the address of that club. If you click on that dot, it should pull up that specific club. And then to reset, you just go back to the division. very handy tool that our district director, Dave Gibson, has put together for us. And we greatly appreciate the efforts in that. Are there any other questions related to alignment?
Michael, it's David Goldsworthy talking. I noticed that Area 1, according to the new plan, is going to consist of 6 clubs rather than the previous 3. Is there a reason why you've combined both areas 1 and 2 into one area comprising now 6 clubs rather than 2 of 3 clubs, which it seems most of the other areas within Division A have?
Good question. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster Goldsworthy, for that question. At the time we were working on the proposed alignment, a couple of things we factored in. There was at one point, there was a question on clubs within Division A, if as far as their sustainability, if they were going to be around, if they were not. At this point, it does look like they're all sustaining, which is great news. Also, with adding prior Division B Area 11 to Division A Area 2, it keeps that balance of divisions with areas within Division A down to 4. Keeps the leadership team, or the management of the leadership team, a little simpler for the division director. And, at the time, we thought it was best that we, rather than have 3 clubs per area, which sometimes is a challenge to present to Toastmasters International, we change it to the 6 areas per 1 club, which is the maximum that TI wants for an area. I do anticipate and hoping to see growth up in Thunder Bay. We'd love to split up into 2 areas. I'd love to split it into 5. But the time being, we decided to scale it back to 1 area and then do our best to encourage strong support for our clubs that we love up in Thunder Bay.
Thank you. Appreciate your answer.
If there is no further discussion, we're going to open voting at this time. We have 5 minutes to complete our voting. Madam Timer.
Mr. Director, Bill Johnson. During this time, could you repeat the directions on making motions and seconds in debate?
Yes, if you would like to make a motion or if you'd like to address the chair, we'll ask that you type your name and your club name in the chat window and our tellers will notify. I've got a couple of a couple of ballots. Bill, I found your ballot. I'm going to send you the email that it was sent to. And then Margaret, I've also got ballot has been sent to your Earthlink account.
David, I have received mine.
You have received yours?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it should have come right away. We had a couple of last minute registers and all ballots should have been distributed by this time. So if you have a motion to make, we'll have you type your name and club name in the chat, and then you'll be recognized and we can proceed from there. Thank you.
I got mine, Dave.
Thank you, Margaret. Crystal, I'm assuming that at 5 minutes, you're going to give me a red card.
Correct.
What we need here is music and a dance off like the international business meeting. Voting is now closed. We have the results. Share my screen. On the ballot, approval of realignment. We had 103 votes in favor. We had 3 votes to the negative, with 97.2% of collected votes. The realignment of District 106 has passed, is adopted. Thank you. Well, that was our first ballot. We're going to continue and go one more ballot. I am at this point in time going to reintroduce our immediate past district director, our DLC chair, District Leadership Committee chair. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Ben Smith.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Good morning, District 106. The District 106 District Leadership Committee's purpose is to ensure the long-term success of the district through nominating candidates for the leadership roles of the district. Through an open process, the committee seeks out potential candidates, interviews them, and evaluates them, and then submits a selection of candidates for the district to vote upon at the annual business meeting. From November 2019 to March 2020, the DLC recruited, evaluated, and interviewed the nominees. The committee focused its process on the self-survey of a nominee's leadership experience, Toastmasters experience and knowledge, and leadership style and readiness to lead and willingness to serve the members of the district. The District Leadership Committee submits the following candidates for leadership in the 2020-2021 Toastmasters year. Michael Carlton for the role of District Director. Distinguished Toastmaster, Michael Carlton. Kimberly Reddington, Distinguished Toastmaster, Program Quality Director. Colbert Fong, Distinguished Toastmaster, Club Growth Director. Gopu Shrestha, Distinguished Toastmaster, Club Growth Director. Jennifer Clace, Division A Director. Jin Lee, Division B Director. Mitchell Schaefer, Division C Director. Norm Johnson-Quabuli, Division D Director. Anna Gaches, Division E Director. Dave Degenhardt, Division F Director. The District Leadership Council appreciates and thanks every nominee that participated in the process. Regardless of outcome, we wish all of you the best in your leadership journey. I wish to thank the District Leadership Committee members who gave their time, insight, and leadership acumen to facilitate the process of selecting D106's future leaders. George Harnish, Joanna Carley, Distinguished Toastmaster, Steve Compton, Distinguished Toastmaster, Pat Kroll, Distinguished Toastmaster, Vasab Sani, and Keith Hardy, Distinguished Toastmaster. That is the District Leadership Committee's report, Mr. District Director.
We'll now hold the elections for district officers. The election process will begin with the district director will proceed to the program quality director and then the club growth director positions in turn. Following the club growth director, we will move on to the district division director positions. This year, Toastmasters changed their district administrative bylaws, and per Toastmasters Protocol 9.0, all potential candidates must be interviewed by the District Leadership Committee, or DLC. Candidates nominated by the DLC are termed nominated candidates. Candidates that are interviewed but not nominated by the DLC are termed eligible floor candidates, assuming that they meet the minimum qualifying prerequisites. Once the DLC report has been published, if the minimum quantity of candidates has not been met for all positions, or if the minimum quantity of candidates has been met for all positions, there will be no additional floor candidates at the business meeting, excluding eligible floor candidates. The DLC, if the DLC report is invalid for one or more positions, i.e. the minimum nominated candidate quantity has not been met, then qualified floor candidates must submit their district leadership agreement prior to the election. Our DLC report is valid and the minimum nomination requirements have been met. My thanks to all of the dedicated members of the DLC. Furthermore, eligible floor candidates must declare their intention to run from the floor no later than 7 days prior to the district council meeting. We have polled all of the eligible floor candidates. None have stepped forward. As such, we have no declared eligible floor candidates. There will be no floor candidates at this meeting. If we have more than one candidate for a position, each candidate will have the opportunity for a 2-minute campaign speech prior to the voting for that position. The candidates will speak in alphabetical order by last name, and the timer will signal a green card at 1 minute, a yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red card at 2 minutes, at which time the candidate will stop speaking and their microphone will be turned off. If the candidate is not here, an authorized representative may speak on the candidate's behalf. According to TI policies and protocols, members of the District Executive Committee, the Leadership Committee and Credentials Chair, or any meeting official are not allowed to speak on behalf of a candidate unless he or she resigned before this meeting began. This does not apply in this case. In order to be elected, a candidate must receive a majority of the votes, which may but will not require multiple balloting sessions. During balloting, we will stand at ease. Are there any questions on the election procedures? Hearing none, let us begin our elections. For district director, we have one nominated candidate. And since the position of district director is unopposed, I declare elected Distinguished Toastmaster Michael Carlton for district director. Program quality director. The position of program quality director is unopposed. We have one nominated candidate for program quality director and no floor candidates. I declare elected Distinguished Toastmaster Kimberly Reddington as program quality director. Congratulations. For club growth director. And Ben, I think I heard correctly, we actually had 3 nominated candidates on the DLC report.
I'm sorry, there was in the original DLC report. I only said the 2 for today.
Yeah. So we had 3 nominated candidates. Unfortunately, we had 1 candidate withdraw their nomination. And we checked and that nomination has withdrawn. So we have 2 candidates. It is Colbert Fong and Gopu Shrestha. At this point in time, each candidate will have 2 minutes to address the assembly, and we will start alphabetically by last name. Colbert, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. District Director, fellow good Toastmasters, most welcome guests. I joined Toastmasters 10 years ago, only hoping to go improve my communication skill. I never thought I would be doing more than what I was planning originally. Toastmasters has changed me from being shy to go communicate with others to go now I am able to communicate with you virtually or maybe in person. Toastmasters really helped me improve. I also learned not just myself learning through the journey, but also go serving others. This is where leadership is for. I have been doing the area director, division director positions. I also hold multiple club officer position. My passion now is to help others to grow, just like how Toastmaster helped me. There are many other mentors I learn from the past district directors to current district officers. I want to serve others. I want to help others to grow good. And then I also want to help growing the Toastmasters community. So good. I ask for your help. Please vote for Colbert Fong, Club Growth Director. Thank you.
Thank you, Colbert. Next, speaking for the Office of Club Growth Director, please help me welcome Gopu Shrestha. Gopu, you have the floor.
Imagine that one of your club member goes out and say like this: I built my self-confidence and achieved my personal goal joining Toastmasters. Fellow council member, my name is Gopu Shrestha and I am running for Club Growth Director to help your club and membership. Remember, those testimonials are very critical. That will only happen if we are able to give an environment where a member can grow. Being a president, distinguished division director, I learned a lot and know how to work with area director to inspire them to go out to the club and create an environment where all members can get an opportunity to practice their skill set in a positive learning environment. Today, I'm happy to announce that the club officers whom I had worked with, 7 of them already serve as an area director. 4 of them already became a division director, and 1 is ready for club growth director. Fellow council member, time has come to elect a leader who not only embrace your hard work, but encourage and inspire you to run for district offices, including you. My name is Gopu Shrestha, running for club growth director and asking your vote. Remember, imagine club membership. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gopu. I've got a couple of ballots that I'm going to be chasing down. I see ballots. I see a message from Gretchen Hansen. Gretchen, give me a moment. I'm going to get your ballot straightened out. I show that it has been sent. I'll send you the email that it was sent to. We'll stand at ease for 1 minute.
Melissa doesn't have hers, but Amit has confirmed he's got his.
Gretchen, your ballot was sent to your Hotmail account. If you'd like it sent to if that wasn't the right account, please send me a text message. We will proceed with voting. Madam Timer, please start the clock. 5 minutes. We will now vote for the office of Club Growth Director. 5 minutes. Madam Timer, is that the 5 minutes?
Yes.
All right. I declare voting closed. We have the results for Club Growth Director. 80 votes for Gopu Shrestha, 35 votes for Colbert Fong. This is all of the votes. Gopu Shrestha has, I declare elected Gopu Shrestha as our Club Growth Director with 69.6% of the vote. Congratulations. We still have some more positions to
Thank you.
run through. I'm sorry. We still have some positions to run through. For Division A Director, this is an unopposed position or uncontested position. We have the nominated candidate Jennifer Clace. And since this position is unopposed, I declare Jennifer Clace elected for the position of Division A Director. Congratulations. Division B Director. We have the nominated candidate Jin Lee. Since the position of Division B Director is unopposed, I declare elected Jin Lee for the position of Division B Director. For Division C Director, we have a nominated candidate, Mitchell Schaefer. Since the position for Division C Director is unopposed, I declare elected Mitchell Schaefer as Division C Director. For Division D Director, since we have a nominated candidate, Norm Johnson Corbally. Since the position for Division D Director is unopposed, I declare elected Norm Johnson Corbally as Division D Director. Division E Director, we have a nominated candidate, Anna Gacious. Since the position of Division E Director is unopposed, I declare elected Anna Gacious for the position of Division E Director. For the position of Division F Director, we have a nominated candidate, Dave Degenhardt. Since the position of Division F Director is unopposed, I declare elected Dave Degenhardt for the position of Division F Director. Congratulations to all of our newly elected 2019-2020 district officers. We will now install the new officer or the new officers. I call upon immediate past district director, distinguished Toastmaster, Ben Smith, to conduct the installation of the new officers. Ben, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dave. If you give me just a second, I need to pull up my installation. So if you can give me 2 seconds, I will do so.
We will stand at ease for 2 seconds or until Ben is ready.
So it may be a little bit longer than 2 seconds because my computer is sadly not as good as I wanted it to be. All right. Let me go ahead and start my video so you can all see me.
Please help me
There we
welcome immediate past district director, distinguished Toastmaster, Ben Smith.
Thank you, Dave, Mr. District Director. Good, I believe it, oh, it is afternoon. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. The District 106 Toastmasters District Council meeting today. We're going to go ahead and do the installation. Okay, I thought I was ready, but apparently I'm still not. So please stand at ease again for 1 more minute while I still find my installation instructions. There we are. Some days you just don't find what you're looking for right away. All right, because we're not going to, I'm not going to ask you guys to rise, but we're going to go ahead and get started. The district is a service arm of the Toastmasters International. Our organization grows and is successful because of the hard work of our district leaders. These leaders are dedicated to making sure that every club is a distinguished club and every area is a distinguished area and every division is a distinguished division. These volunteers are committed to ensure that the district achieves the district mission and becomes a distinguished district. The district strives to achieve the district mission to ensure more people receive the benefits of Toastmasters. The following Toastmasters have been elected division directors for the 2020-2021 Toastmasters year. Division A Director, Jennifer Clace. Division B Director, Jin Lee. Division C Director, Mitchell Schaefer. Division D Director, Norm Johnson-Corbuli. Division E Director, Anna Gachis. Division F Director, Dave Degenhardt. As Division Director, you are a key leader. Your primary responsibility will be to achieve the mission of the district within your division by accomplishing your goals for membership building and retention, club building, and educational accomplishments. You ensure that each club realizes its mission and fulfills its responsibilities to its members. You serve division clubs by providing district support and resources through your area directors. Will you commit to helping the district achieve its mission, and will you strive to accomplish the training, membership growth, club building, retention, and educational goals so that at the end of your year as division director, every club in your division becomes a distinguished club and every area a distinguished area, and your division becomes a distinguished division? If so, please unmute yourselves. Answer, I will.
I will.
I will.
I will.
I will.
Awesome, I think that was everyone.
I will.
Okay, there we go. I was wondering if I was one short, so awesome. Thank you all for answering in the affirmative. We'll move on. The following Toastmasters have been submitted. Whoops, these are, okay, here we go. The incoming Club Growth Director, Gopu Shrestha. Incoming Program Quality Director, Kimberly Reddington. Incoming District Director, Michael Carlton. I do not have a gavel to give to you virtually, so we're just going to assume that the gavel is going to be passed on to you, but the gavel is a symbol of the responsibility and authority of the top leadership of District 106. Gopu Shrestha. As Club Growth Director, under the guidance of your District Director, will you be responsible for making the benefits of Toastmasters membership available to greater numbers of people? You will plan, develop, and implement all district marketing programs, including building new clubs, club rescue efforts, club membership promotion, and membership retention. You also promote high standards of service to the member and to the club. Will you accept these responsibilities, Gopu? If so, please answer, I will.
I will.
Awesome. Kimberly Reddington, as Program Quality Director, under the guidance of your District Director, your primary responsibility will help every club and every member reap the benefits of Toastmasters educational program. You provide direction and counsel to division and area directors and club officers on the educational opportunities in Toastmasters. Also, you organize and conduct successful district training programs and conferences. Will you accept these responsibilities?
I will.
Awesome. Michael Carlton, as district director, you are responsible for achieving the mission of the district in a manner which motivates volunteer leaders and promotes a standard of excellence in all district activities. As a district chief executive officer, you would direct the district in a way that fosters strong clubs, produces maximum growth in clubs, membership and educational completions, and is consistent with the interests of the members of Toastmasters International. Will you accept these responsibilities?
Will.
Awesome. Again, I'm not going to ask you to please rise, but members and current officers of the district, you are the members of this district and have selected your district officers for the 2020-2021 Toastmasters year. You have placed them in leadership positions and you have a responsibility to support them. The success of this district is the responsibility of each member. Will you, and please by response of a reaction with a thumbs up or a hand clap on the reaction button, will you commit to helping your district achieve the district mission, and will you help ensure that every club, area, and division are distinguished? Also, will you strive to achieve the training, club building, and membership growth and educational goals so at the end of the year, the district becomes a distinguished district? If so, please use the reaction button now. Awesome. So it is my pleasure to declare the District 106 2020 to 2021 officers installed into the offices to which they have been elected. Congratulations all. Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Ben. At this point in time, is there any new district-related business? Mr. Chief Teller, we have a hand up in the participants list. Can you check and see if we've got a new business item there?
I will check. The hand did go away, but I will check with that person.
Down. Okay. Hearing no new business, we will move on to announcements. At this point in time, I'd like to welcome up our Program Quality Director and District Director-elect, Distinguished Toastmaster, Michael Carlton, for Mike's malarkey and announcements. Mike, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. I had forgotten that I have any announcements. I'm not even sure what announcements I have. Other than congratulations to all the newly elected officers. Gilbert, Gopu and Colbert, thank you for all the work you did and the efforts that you put out. I look forward to Gopu, look forward to working with you this year. Colbert, I definitely look forward to working with you this year as well. I will be in touch. Looking forward to a great year. Looking forward to meeting in person again once we finally can. We will celebrate properly. If not by the telly coming up this summer. Any other announcements? I don't know that we have any other announcements at this point.
You've got something going on tonight.
There is something going on tonight.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Been a busy morning and I forgot. I apologize. Tonight, doors open at 5:30 for the District International Speech Contest. We have, each division has narrowed down their top speaker. So we have 6 contestants tonight competing for the designation of district champion in the international speech contest. The winner of the district international speech contest will advance to regional finals, and if successful there, if they wind up at the top two there, they would have a chance to compete on the international stage and a chance to become the 2020 World Champion of Speaking. That'll be hosted by me. I look forward to seeing everybody there. I'm looking forward to all the speeches. It's going to be a great time. If you have not registered for the event, please look for the emails that I've sent out for the last few days. If you need one, please reach out to me this afternoon and I will get you a link as quickly as possible. I look forward to seeing everybody cheering on our top 6 international speakers for this year.
Are there any further announcements at this time? Hearing none. The next district council meeting for District 106 will be held virtually on September 22nd, 2020. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for attending and have an awesome day. I hope to see most of you at our contest tonight. Congratulations to our newly elected leaders. Thank you.